What's up, guys? Quick update video. I want to start this video off by saying that I am extremely disappointed in some of the people in the community, in the meme stock community, AMC and GameStop. Some of the people participating in the meme stocks and some of the YouTubers as well. For number one, personal call out on Lou versus Wall Street. I've never seen this guy post a chart in his entire life. Never once. Every single video that this guy posts, he knows a guy who knows a guy who knows another guy who says we're squeezing soon. The guy is a grifter. I'm disappointed in people actually watching his videos. Number two, Nick Pantano. Means well. His TA is solid, but he uses standard TA, which does not work for a meme play. He's calling for 370 on AMC right now. AMC just got its macro breakout, and the guy is calling for a lower low. Another one who means well, but has absolutely no idea what he's talking about. That's number two. Number three, Data Zero, another guy who means well. Data Zero has been in my comments of my videos telling my viewers not to listen to me and that SPY was going to rug pull since $400. Since $400 in my comments, bearish comments on SPY telling people not to listen to me and that SPY is going to rug pull at $400. SPY just formed another new 52-week high once again today at $456. Has been rallying to the upside since I've been on YouTube. That's number three. Number four, Marantz Rants. This guy is a literal child in a grown man's body. An actual child. I didn't even know that he existed. And this guy was talking shit about me while I was making my first videos on YouTube. I didn't even know he existed, and this guy's already talking shit about me. Hasn't stopped since day one, and the funniest part to me is that my TA aligns with his. He's bullish on GameStop, thinks GameStop's going to squeeze. GameStop and AMC run together. The market is cyclical. There's different sectors of the market. Meme stocks are their own sector, and they run together. AMC and GameStop will squeeze together. And I've been on YouTube saying that AMC is going to squeeze. And this guy the whole time is talking shit about me. A grown man challenged me to a fight for $10,000. I accept the fight. I accept his fight. And then he backs out and says, no, when AMC sees your price target of $145, then we can fight. Okay, Marantz. So when AMC sees $140, and I message you and I say, all right, what now? You're going to put your 3 mortgage payments up for this fist fight that you stand in no chance in winning? I highly doubt that he does. But this guy is still on a daily basis criticizing my TA and talking shit about me in videos. I've had enough. I've had enough with these YouTubers that are grifting, that are talking shit and have no idea what they're saying. Along with some of the people in the community who are absolutely lost and wouldn't know good TA if it hit them in the fucking side of the head. With that being said, let's jump into the video. AMC and GameStop are the exact same stock. AMC and GameStop both squeezed January 2021, come down, bounce up, the equivalent to this here, form a cup into the June squeeze. So both January and June squeeze at the same time. GameStop is the line in the orange, AMC is the candles underneath. Look at the movement here. GameStop tracking AMC absolutely perfectly all the way through this macro. AMC and GameStop are the exact same stock. This pump that we saw on AMC last Friday was AMC's macro breakout. GameStop is about to see its macro breakout as well. It's a few days away from seeing it. It's going to be a gap up the way we saw with AMC. It'll be after hours or pre-market, and will be a gap up to the $30 range. GameStop is about to see its macro break. AMC saw its macro break on Friday. And both AMC and GameStop are about to squeeze in what most likely is the mother of all short squeezes, the MOAS. Now, GameStop's macro perspective. I threw this together in 10 minutes and I'm crossfaded. I've been drinking since I got on stream this morning at 10 a.m. I don't even know what time it is right now. Here is GameStop's macro perspective. From all-time highs, you form this W in the red, as you do here. This is all-time highs on the GameStop squeeze in the red box. From there, you have This is your only break above the trend. And you could see it here. There's your break above, drawing it from the peak right before all-time highs, as I did over here. One break above as the red is transitioning into the yellow. Into the yellow, you come down, form a W here, ascending. Over here, the exact same thing, a W ascending in the yellow. From there, you break down, finish the rest of the leg down, and form another W at the end, which rejects you off the macro again. As you do over here, another W rejects you right off of the macro. Into the green, the final iteration of the macro on GameStop. Come down, shelf. Come down, shelf. Come all the way down and form a W. Come all the way down from the shelf and form a W. From the right leg of that W, you form an uptrend with a descending resistance. As you see over here, you break this descending resistance to the upside, which breaks you out of the macro as well, and you squeeze. GameStop is about to squeeze in a big way. GameStop is going to go to high 3x, if not thousands of dollars, if not tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars, if this is about to be the MOAS coming up. GameStop is about to see huge gains. It's about to break its macro, as is AMC. I'm bullish on both. These are the only two stocks in my portfolio, AMC and GameStop. That's that. Went over this, the final iteration. Into the micro. From the right leg of the W. Here is the descending resistance, the support on the bottom and the descending resistance up top, as you see it here. Here's your support on the bottom, resistance on top. It's pinching down tighter and tighter. GME is pretty much barcoding at this point. As support and resistance is pinching together, it's about to break out of it to the upside, retest, bounce off, and more than likely find a gap up to the $30 range. I'm expecting this to happen. If not this week, then by the end of next week, GME will see $30 plus and break its macro. If not 30 plus, it might just straight line right into the squeeze. Into AMC. AMC's macro now. I've gone over this macro perspective a million times by now. Descending resistance from 2017 until you squeeze January 2021. Comparably to the descending resistance we have here from the breakdown of the flag from the June highs in November. Again, macro fractal break, this gap down that you see here, right here, a W that plays out sideways, comparably to the macro fractal break you have here, and a W that plays out sideways. From the end of that W that plays out sideways, you actually get into the downtrend where more or less you're legging down one leg at a time, marked by the lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, takes you to the end of the blue, and over here the exact same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, takes you to the end of the blue, before you drop down to the flat portion here, where you have 1, 2, 3 touches on the bottom. Comparably to this, 1, 2, 3 touches on the bottom. From the third bottom, you form an uptrend, break you out of the triangle, and a straight line into your squeeze. On Friday, we broke out on AMC. And the people bitching and whining about the pullback we're seeing on AMC right now, it's a retest of a macro fucking breakout. I was calling for this. I literally said over the weekend, after we got this gap, expect a pullback on Monday. But people don't like to listen. So right now, we're retesting a macro breakout and about to straight line into our squeeze. This looks fucking incredible. Again, the flat portion that we're playing out right now, this flat portion that we're playing out is playing out right on top of this flat portion here that led up to the January 2021 squeeze. Along with that, this candle that you see here, this breakout, is this candle here. You can barely see it. And you know what that says to me? Is that the next macro that we're about to see on AMC is going to be much larger, much larger than what we saw January, June to present day. Our next macro is going to be a lot bigger than this. And guess what that means? Price targets will be much higher. My conservative price target on AMC is $145. That's if we get another algorithm squeeze. I'm leaning MOAS. In that case, the numbers are stupidly high. Thousands of dollars is what we're talking about. That's the macro on AMC. Into the flat portion of both cycles now. January 2021. Oh my God. I have to redo this now. Give me 1 second. Damn, I was cooking. Give me a minute. All right. The flat portion of both cycles here. On the left, 2021 cycle leading up to the squeeze in January. On the right, our current cycle. The gaps that you see here on the daily are the exact same. From your first bottom, 3 gaps up. Over here in the current cycle, from your first bottom, 3 gaps up. The cup here, I've gone over this a million times. The cup in the purple, 2 gaps up on the right side. Over here, the exact same thing. 2 gaps up on the right side. Into the last iteration on AMC, the W with the tri-peak that takes you into your squeeze. 3 gaps down. Over here, 3 gaps down. Everything's indicated by the flags. From the 3rd gap down into your tri-peak on both sides. From your 3rd peak of the tri-peak on both sides, you come down to your 3rd bottom. Over here, same thing. 1 final gap down, the red flag here. Bounce off of your 3rd bottom, and then fight for the 20 EMA here. As we did here, before getting this blue flag here compared to this here. This gap up that you saw here, this is your breakout in 2021. This is your breakout iteration. This gap up, this blue flag here. I've been saying that we would be sideways in this range, battling for the 20 EMA on the daily, and that we would break out of this range on a gap up after hours or pre-market, Friday or Monday, on court news. That is exactly what happened last Friday. We got the gap we were looking for, your macro break on AMC, and like you saw back here, from your macro break, you come down, as we did, and now we are retesting our macro break. Once this confirms, we're going to bounce off of this to a higher high, and then gap up even higher. From there, a straight line into our squeeze. That is the daily gaps. The daily gaps are the same. Into the EMAs. The EMAs are the same. January 2021 cycle on the left, current cycle on the right. 20 in the white, 50 in the green. 20 is under the 50 the whole time. Crosses, comes underneath, crosses higher at the end of the purple here. Over here, same thing. Underneath the 50, crosses, comes underneath, crosses higher at the end of the purple. Come back underneath the 50, cross again in the tri-peak, come back underneath, cross in the tri-peak, cross to the downside one last time, as we did here, and again, from your 3rd bottom here, you bounce up, fighting for the 20, as we did here, before you gap over it, right here, just like in the last slide I showed you, the gaps are all the same. We gapped over the 20, just like January 2021, and now have come down to retest. The 20 EMA is about to cross the 50 to the upside. In my last 10 videos, I've said the next time the 20 crosses the 50 to the upside on AMC, we will be squeezing or in the middle of our squeeze. We're about to cross tomorrow or Thursday. The RSI, it's not updated. I'm not going to update it because I don't have to, but it's the same. Both flat portions here, left and right, January 2021 on the left, current cycle on the right. The RSI is underneath. Everything is labeled. It's all color-coded. I'm not going through it. Pause the video. Look for yourself. From your 3rd bottom here, in the flat portion, your 3rd bottom, that's your 5th break below, oversold. As we saw here, you bounce up, pull back into a W. You bounce up, pull back into a W. Break above, overbought, your 6th break above, which lines up with this move. Again, this is our breakout and pullback, our retest. That's where we are now. This is our breakout, and we've pulled back for the retest. We're about to squeeze. I don't know how else to fucking say it. The tracking, 3rd bottom here. January 2021 on the left, current cycle on the right. 3rd bottom, you claim this channel, uptrend, break below the channel, break back into it, gap up. Again, that gap up right there is your breakout. Over here, 3rd bottom, channel, break below it. This was my chart last Wednesday or Thursday. I was looking for this pump back into the channel, high $4 range. Instead, what we got was a straight gap right over the channel. We skipped January 15th, went right through it into our breakout, and that's where we are now. And pulling back for our retest. The pullback that we got, again, this is not updated. I'll show you the updated here. The pullback that we got bounced us right off of the channel. 1 test here, 2 test, 3 test, 4 test, 5 test. 5 bounces off the channel so far on the 30-minute. Breakout, retest on top of the channel. That's exactly what we want to see. Here's the channel. Here's the breakout retest. Here's our channel. Here's our breakout. This isn't updated. We've come down and we're bouncing on the top of the channel as support now. Trying to make this as blatantly clear to the bots and the NPCs as I can. AMC's macro support resistance. The last year of price action on AMC curling to the upside. All three of your bottoms here, 1, 2, and 3, forming higher lows. Descending resistance, pinching you down, tighter and tighter. I said we're going to be sideways here in the $4 range until we find a gap up. That gap up will be our breakout. At the same time, the 20 will cross the 50. We'll get the final gap that we're looking for. From the top, we'll come down, retest the breakout before getting a straight line into our squeeze. This looks fucking incredible. 370 makes no sense. None. We're not filling the gap at 440. The Symmetry, another example. Here, from our third bottom, we bounced up fighting for the 20, looking for this gap up in the purple, and over here the same thing. I said when we bounce up from this from the third bottom, fighting for the 20 EMA here, we're going to gap up the symmetrical equivalent that we're looking for because this was a symmetrical move, a W with a tri-peak, left leg, right leg, tri-peaks the middle, W, symmetrical move. We're looking for a symmetrical move. Left leg, right leg, tri-peak in the middle, looking for a straight line, which would be the symmetrical equivalent. What did we get? A straight line. Exactly what we're looking for. The straight line up, pull back for the retest. We're in the middle of the retest. When we confirm the retest, we'll bounce off, gap up higher, and a straight line into our squeeze. SPY. Don't mind all of the text I have on the chart. The move is perfectly symmetrical. I'm not going over it again. SPY is going to all-time highs. Everything's labeled here. Two breakouts here. Descending broadening wedge for a year. Breakout retest. Descending broadening wedge transitioned into an ascending triangle. You reclaim the triangle, break out of the triangle, and straight upside from there. SPY broke both of its macro patterns to the upside. Golden cross on the daily happened 4 months ago. Have not seen the 200 EMA in over 2 months now. And curling to the upside. There's 2 levels of resistance left on the S&P 500 until all-time highs. And touching on SPY daily because the previous 2 squeezes that we saw on the meme stocks, AMC, GameStop, Bed Bath Beyond, all our favorite stocks, the previous 2 squeezes that we saw, SPY was rallying to the upside the same exact way we're seeing here. And the other thing, just the market just being very fake. I mean, I don't know how else to show it. The market's completely fake. SPX, late 1800s until present day, repeating the same pattern over and over again. Blue, green, megaphone, bull run, blue, green, megaphone, bull run, blue, green, megaphone, bull run, over and over. Every bull run takes you to all-time highs. We're heading for all-time highs. Every megaphone. 1, 2, 3 touches on the bottom, 1, 2, 3 touches on top, breakout retest. Here, 1, 2, 3 touches on the bottom, 1, 2, 3 touches on top, breakout retest. Here, megaphone, 1, 2, 3 touches on the bottom, 1, 2, 3 on top, breakout retest. From all-time highs on SPY, the descending broadening wedge that we had that took us all the way down to 340 was just a retest on a macro breakout. SPY is heading for all-time highs. All right, I know I'm being very obnoxious in this video, but it's just, I'm fed up at this point. I'm disappointed in the community as a whole. All the FUD that I see in the news, the people that wouldn't know good TA if it hit them in the fucking side of the head, people freaking out because of the reverse split, people freaking out because of the conversion with Ape, people thinking that Adam Aaron plays any part in this at all. All of the FUD being spread, all of the YouTubers talking about news like that matters. You can predict the news with my TA. I'm disappointed in the community for the most part as a whole. My viewers that actually see what I'm showing, I appreciate you at least. Seriously. And again, no one's selling AMC. Here is the macro on AMC. OBV completely flat before you get your June squeeze, as you do here. OBV rockets here, sideways. January squeeze, and then June squeeze even higher on the OBV, and then flat from all-time highs at 72 all the way down to $3. OBV is flat, and pretty much at all-time highs. No one's selling. We're about to squeeze, guys. I don't know how else to say it. We're about to squeeze very soon. I advise everyone buy as much AMC, as much GameStop, shares, contracts, contracts a few weeks out, a few months out. If you want to be safe, at the money, near the money, slightly out the money, I think that's a very good idea. Obviously, nothing I'm saying is financial advice, and that is pretty much it for the videos. Guys, stop. Block all the news outlets that you follow. Block Adam Aaron on Twitter. Don't even listen to this shit. I promise you, it's noise. Have a good night, guys.